Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Oblong Polka Dots and my name is Kerr. And on this channel, we talk about makeup, skincare, and beauty. So if that's something you're into, you've come to the right place. Today, I want to kick off my Declutter series. I am a little bit overwhelmed, so I'm going to break this down kind of into sections of how I have things stored. So today we are looking at this box. I'll hold it up for you. And it is nothing but eyeshadow palettes. Yeah, let's just get going. So I'm just gonna start pulling stuff out. I have this Ghost Pepper palette from BH Cosmetics. If I'm not mistaken, I bought one and then a friend of mine also bought one. So I ended up with two. One of them is somewhere else over here, but this one is not open yet. So I'm gonna take this and pass it along to someone else. Boy, that was quick and easy, wasn't it? And then here I have the BH Cosmetics It's My Ray Ray palette. I don't know if you guys remember when this came out. Let me show you what it looks like. I wanted this palette so bad, and when it finally came out and I started to use it, I realized like I'm not going to reach for it because the color story is beautiful, but I'm just not really going to reach for this. So I'm going to pass this along to someone else. Next we have this is the Desert Oasis palette from BH Cosmetics, and I'll show you what this one looks like. It's a really beautiful palette, but if you can tell, I've never opened it, I've never used it, I have not even touched it, I haven't even swatched it. So yeah, this is definitely going to someone else. Someone's going to be able to use this and absolutely love it. It just isn't getting used by me, and I've had it for a really long time. Here's another. This is so bad, you guys. I haven't even touched half these palettes. So here's another one I really like a lot. It's the BH Cosmetics Sylvia Ganni palette. I think this was a collaboration. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that nice? Look at the embossing. Oops. Oh my gosh. Don't make a mess. Again, here's another palette I've never actually used. I have not even swatched it. So that's what the palette looks like. It's beautiful. But, you know, like, what's the point of having a palette if you're not going to use it? So this also is going to get passed along to someone else. All right. Well, this is much easier than I thought it would be, you guys. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have in here? I'm just going to keep going. These are all, I think all of these right here, BH Cosmetics palettes, but I'm not sure I'm getting rid of all of them. So this one is the Beautiful in Barcelona. And this was part of that whole travel series. I have not used this palette yet at all. I haven't even swatched it or touched it. Take the little plastic off. This is what it looks like. It's so pretty. And part of me wants to keep it so bad because I really like these jewel tones. But I have not reached for this palette, not even once. And it has been sitting on my shelf for I don't know how long. So I need to be realistic and pass it along to someone else. Here is the Summer in Saint Tropez from BH Cosmetics. Again, this is another palette. I may have swatched this actually, but I don't know. I haven't even swatched this palette. I've never even used it. It's still brand new. Look at that. So pretty. Nice bright colors for spring. But again, I've had this palette forever and I haven't used it, so it's gotta go. Wow, this is probably the easiest declutter I've ever done, you guys. I'm just being brutal here, but I need to make room for all of the other stuff I have in my collection. This one is BH Cosmetics. It's Love in London. And this is what it looks like. Sorry if you can hear my kids making racket in the background. I have not used this palette yet. Let me take the plastic off. I haven't swatched this palette yet at all. Oh, it's so pretty though. This one has more neutrals in it, and it's got those really beautiful blues and purples right there on the side. So this one, I'm going to set this one to the side and see maybe if I want to keep this one, the Love in London. Let's put this to the side. All right, next up we have, this is the BH Cosmetics Perry palette. And again, it's brand new. I have not opened this palette yet. I really like the colors that are in it though, especially this one right here. So for this one, I might, even though I haven't opened it, I think I'm gonna probably put this to the side and see if I want to keep it. We'll come back to all the ones that I put to the side and I'll come up with a definitive answer before the video's over. This one is, again, BH Cosmetics, and this is the Tokyo palette. And this is what it looks like. Oh, this one, I believe I've used this one. Oh my gosh, I'm making an absolute mess. I'm almost certain I've used this one. This one is so pretty. Look at that. I don't think I have a rainbow palette that's quite like this one. So this one I'm going to keep. That way, if I want to do a rainbow look, I'll have something I can draw from. This is also BH Cosmetics. This is the Puerto Rico palette. And this one I have not made a look with, and I probably won't because I think I have other palettes I would reach for first, like my Juvia's Place palette. So I'm going to pass this along to someone that will enjoy it. Okay. And then here we have, oops, I'm making a mess, you guys. Okay, so here we have the Weekend Vibes Avocado Toast palette from BH Cosmetics. This palette is so cute. Look at this. I have not used this palette yet, but I'm not going to give it up. But I will show it to you guys and show you what it looks like. Avocados are my favorite fruit, so I can't see myself giving up this palette even if I never use it. But I do like the color story. So I will use it. I have swatched it. This is staying with me. And what else? I have the Weekend Vibes Mimosa palette here, BH Cosmetics. And I think I actually did a look with this one. I'm almost certain that I did. Maybe not. Maybe I swatched it. Yeah, maybe I swatched it, but this is what the palette looks like. It's really just bright and bubbly and Barbie and pink, but I have so many palettes like this one. I think that somebody else will probably get better use out of it than me, so I'm going to pass it along. And we have the BH Cosmetics Smitten in Switzerland palette. This is a really beautiful palette. I have not opened this, I have not swatched this, I have not used this, but I can tell you I'm keeping it. I really love the color story. So that stays. It's got mauves, it's got jewel tones. This is definitely like a palette for me. I just haven't used it. All right, and then lastly, at least over here for the BH Cosmetics palettes, I have the Weekend Vibes Blueberry Muffin. And that's what that looks like. I don't think I've done a look with this one yet. Pretty sure. But it's so, so cute. Look at this. I haven't even swatched it. Isn't that cute though? Look at the blues. Look at that periwinkle. I love this glittery one right here. So for this one, I think I'm going to keep it. Just so I can have it. And if I don't reach for it in my next declutter, I'll get rid of it. But I like this one in the avocado toast. I just felt like I needed to keep those. Moving forward, same box, we have some LA Girl palettes. So this one is the, why is this so dusty? This one is the Festy Bestie. I think I bought these last year. And it's got a hard casing. And I don't even think I've swatched this palette. This is what it looks like. Look at those giant pans. Maybe I did swatch it already, a couple colors. I'm keeping this. This is so pretty. Again, it's the jewel tones that are getting me. I have not used it yet, but yes, I'm keeping it. And then here is the other LA Girl Pro Mastery eyeshadow palette. And I don't think I've used this one either. It's got the hard case just like the other one. And although I haven't used it, I'm keeping it. I love the LA Girl formula. And these shades are shades that I pull from constantly. So eventually I will be working my way around to this palette. This is another one of the LA Girl Pro palettes. And that's what that looks like. Sorry for the ring light and all the light that's coming with it. Tons of neutrals in this palette, and again with the jewel tones, so I'm not quite ready to give this palette up yet, so I'm going to hold on to it, and if I don't use it, I'll get rid of it with my next declutter. Here's another one from LA Girl. This is the Hey Hey Vacay, and I really like this packaging. It's nice. This is what this one looks like, and it's got the green in it. Trying to turn it so you don't see all the ring light. I love these colors, so I'm definitely keeping this palette because, again, this is a formula that I really like. And those are shades I can reach for. And these are actually pretty easy to travel with because the case is so hard. This is the last one in that series. It's the LA Girl VIP Desert Dream palette. And it's got pinks, but it also has neutrals and a yellow. So I do want to hold on to this. I'm going to give this one a try as well. All right. Next up, I just got this, so I'm not getting rid of it. It's the Jaclyn Hill palette, and this one is the Divine Neutrals. And that's what that looks like. There we go. So yeah, I just bought this. I'm not getting rid of it. I think I ran out and grabbed it real quick because I knew that Morphe was, at the time they were talking about it was going to go bankrupt or something like that, so I want to make sure to grab it. I'm not getting rid of this either. I have it for the sake of nostalgia. This is the original Naked Urban Decay palette, but it is a repurchase because I bought it when they had like a few of the palettes that they were like re-released, so that's what this is. My old one is long gone. And those are the shades. I'll probably never use this palette, but again, I kept it for, or I bought it for, repurchased it for nostalgic purposes. And here's the palette that I really love. It's beautiful, and I have not used it, not even once. It's the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I'm not getting rid of this. I know I'm going to reach for this one day. And when I do start reaching for it, that's a wrap for all my other palettes for a while. So I just need to probably stick this on my vanity so I actually do some looks with it. So I'm going to pop it over here for now and just make sure that I start using it. Okay, here's another one I'm not getting rid of for the sake of nostalgia. It's the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. I love this palette so much, and although it does not look like I use this palette to death. I don't use it anymore though because it's kind of old, but I'm keeping it because it's the good old days. I have another Urban Decay palette here. It's the Naked Smoky palette, and although I have used this palette before, it's so grungy that I don't really reach for it that much, but I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. It's not going anywhere. And then here we have the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I have used this palette before, and I kept the little plastic thing that goes over it. I don't use it anymore though because it's really old, but I'm keeping it because this is the very first palette that my husband ever bought for me, so keeping it. Here I have my Lorac Pro palette. I have used the crap out of this thing, and the colors have not degraded, but it is old, but I do keep checking it. I love this palette so much, you guys. I love this palette. I would definitely repurchase this over and over again. It is absolutely a staple. It's beautiful. I'm keeping it. Same thing with this other Lorac Zipped palette. I've used this one 10,000 times as well. I love it. The formula is so pretty. It hasn't degraded, so I'm going to keep on using it. And yes, I'm keeping this. Ditto, I have the Lorac Pro Los Angeles palette, and this one is the kind of like mauve-y neutral one. Again, Lorac just makes one of my absolute favorite formulas. I can't see myself getting rid of these until they begin to degrade, and then hopefully they're still selling them because I will buy them again. This Jackie Aina palette, I already have one. Hold on, let me just reach for it. This is the other one. So what happened was when she came out with this palette, sorry. Don't mean to be all up in your faces. When she came out with this palette, I went ahead and bought a backup because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be up without this palette. And as you can see, this is the one that's opened, and I've used the crap out of this palette. I love this palette. In my collection, this is my favorite palette. period, this one. So there you go. I've never purchased 2 palettes on purpose before, but you better believe I bought 2 of these. And I'm thinking about buying a third. I'll be completely honest with you. If I can get my hands on another one, I probably will. So then I'll have 2 backups because she did the damn thing with that palette. And then here are the last 2. So these are both from Melt Cosmetics. They're pretty new to my collection, so I'm not getting rid of them, but I will show them to you. This is the Gemini 2 palette. I think it came out last year. And although Melt Cosmetics is pretty grungy, I love this palette. It's so pretty. These colors are totally in my wheelhouse. I just think they're beautiful. So definitely keeping this one. And then this one is the original Gemini palette. And this packaging is so beautiful. The embossing, it's just lovely. And again, it's grungy, but I really like these colors a lot. So I'm definitely keeping this, especially these greens over here. It's beautiful. Whew. Okay, guys. So of the palettes, how many am I keeping? What is this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. See, 12, 14, 16, and then for these BH Cosmetics ones, I'll keep these. So what did I say? 16, 18, 20, 22. So I'm going to keep 22 of the palettes, and I'm going to declutter 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm getting rid of 8 from this box. I think that's pretty good. I think that's okay. Oh wait, hold on. And I'm keeping this one too. So if you guys are keeping count, that's great. Should I count again? Probably not. You get the point. That's a good little declutter for this particular box. I will do another video with another box. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.